Stock screen, product composition / linked products. Product composition basically means when we sell one product, take the correct fraction off another product. So in other words, this product is made up of another item. In the hospitality industry, this is quite useful for, say, selling a pint of beer and then taking the correct fraction off the larger keg item. Now, obviously, in a keg, you don't sell it to the general public. That's absolutely fine. But you do reorder the keg. So it's a great way of keeping track of all the products. So regardless of whether you sell half a pint or a pint, it'll still be correct. It also works in retail. So pet stores, sweet shops, butchers, that kind of thing. When you sell a 1 kilogram bag, take the correct fraction off a 20 kilogram bag. So birdseed, sweets, meat, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so as an example, let's go to stock functions and go to stock manager. And at the moment, I've only got 2 products here. So we're going to have to create a few products for this example. So I'm going to go to products, create new product, and I'm going to put a barcode in there, press auto lookup. So let's do it with Jack Daniels. Okay, so this is a 1.5 litre bottle of Jack Daniels. I'll take that selling price, that one there. Let's spell it correctly. And it's got a selling price of $44.99. Now you can set that to 0 or $9.99 because obviously you're most likely not selling this product. But what is most important is the cost. How much does it cost? So let's say it's £30, for example. Quantity. Let's pretend we've got 2 in stock in this particular example. That'll do. I think that should be fine for the moment for the purpose of the demonstration. So I press tick, and now it creates a product, 1.5 litre bottle of Jack Daniels. Okay. So our next example is we're going to press create new product, and I'm going to create another 2 products. Jack Daniels, single, 25 millilitres, and the selling price will say £3.50. The unit cost, ignore the cost. This is going to be calculated for us. So it doesn't matter what number you put in there. It's going to be completely ignored by the computer once we've connected it to the larger item. Again, quantity, 0. Leave that 0 there. Don't bother filling it in. And under additional fields, turn off decrement when sold. So that when we sell this product, it doesn't go -1, -2, -3. We just want it to deduct the correct amount from the larger item. Okay, press tick. That creates it. Let's do it one final time, but this time I'm going to do a double. 50 millilitres, let's say it's £5.50. And again, additional fields, decrement when sold. Let's turn that off. Press tick. That's done. So I've got 3 products here. We're going to click on Jack Daniels single. I'm going to click on this tab here saying composition. All right. This is what, when this product's sold, this is what it's made up of. Now, you don't usually only have 1 item in this list, but you can have multiple ones. So if you're doing a cocktail, you might say, take this much off this much off this item, and so on. Like a pizza could be made up of this much cheese, this much dough, and so on. So all the ingredients can go in here. In this particular example, it's quite easy. It's straightforward. There's only 1 ingredient. So new link to parent. We find the parent product, which in this case is the large 1.5 litre bottle. And now what we've got to do is say, what is the numerator, what is the denominator? So what fraction should come off this large item? Well, if we choose, say, 1.5, or in this case, I'll do 1500, it'll be easier. 1500 is the size of the large bottle. What is the size of this item? It is 25 millilitres. So it doesn't matter if it's litres, ounces, fluid ounces, it doesn't really matter. Kilograms, all of them, as long as it's the correct ratio. Now you can just put in 1/60th if you want there, but it doesn't matter. 25 over 1500, press tick. Now what's going to happen is, whenever you sell Jack Daniels single 25 millilitre, it's going to take off 25 1500ths or 1/60th off a large 1.5 litre bottle. Okay, let's go back to this one, go to double. Click on composition and do the same again. We have to find a parent product. So we do that here. But this time it's going to be 50 over 1500 or 1/30th if you're good at maths and know how to break down fractions. Press tick And now both of those products are now connected to the 1.5 litre bottle. Before we go and test it, we could actually click on Jack Daniel's single here. We could click on bands and margins, and you can see at the bottom, the primary supply cost is 50 pence. So we've already worked out how much this costs us. So if we sell it for £3.50, we're making this much POR, this much profit, this much margin, and this much markup. So a pretty hefty margin on that if we didn't include anything else in there. And those were the correct prices. So even though I put in 0 as the supplier cost, it doesn't matter. It's getting completely ignored and showing the actual supply cost there. So if I go to Jack Daniel's double, it should hopefully be, again, £1 because it should be twice that amount. If I was to change the 1.5 litre cost and say it's actually £27.98, like this, now I'm on single. If I go back to it, it'll now say 46 pence instead of 50. So it's all calculated for us. Wouldn't matter if you had loads in this list. So our next example is, let's see what happens when we sell it. Okay, so we're going to go to sales mode. And let's find the item. And say single 25 milliliter. And I'll say £5, £1.50 change. Let's click on view sales though. And that's going to be the screen. I'll just bring it up to here. And as you can see, the item cost is 46 pence, which is exactly correct. What would be interesting is if we go back to stock functions and stock manager, do a search, you will now notice how much we have in of 1.5 litre bottles. We have 1.9834. So we know we haven't got a full bottle in. We've got one full bottle in, but not 2 full bottles anymore. And if I sell the 50 milliliter, then it will take off double that fraction next time as well, until eventually it should be 1.00. There may be the odd rounding issue where it's 1.001 or something like that, but generally it most of the time comes out perfectly. So that's how you can control a composition of a product. Again, you can actually have, if I click on that one, sometimes people have a numerator bigger than the denominator. So they say, when I sell this product, I want to take 3 off. This works out quite well actually for bundle deals or hampers or so on. You could actually say this one product should take off all of these items in one go. And again, it can be used good for, for kilogram bags, that kind of thing, liquids, it doesn't really matter. So it will deduct the correct fractions off the large item, and it will also use it for cost purposes too. It is possible to have a recursive level, so one product is made up of this, and that product in turn is made up of that, and so on. But generally, very, very rare, those type of scenarios. Again, there's still nothing stopping you selling the whole 1.5 litre bottle if you wanted to. Obviously, you wouldn't really do that in a hospitality industry, but in a store, you may still sell a large bag, and those large bags could also be the ones that you use to break down and bag up into smaller bags yourself. Again, which is where your margin usually is. So view sales, bring that back up there as well. I could still show the proper costs there and everything. And if I was to do find item again, you can see the quantity now is 0.9834, which is exactly correct because we just sold one bottle.